Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's Podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 11, Episode 6 of the Timeline, January 27, 2025. This morning I reread and timed the episode for the podcast to air in 2 days. I will record this evening or tomorrow. Have a good day. January 28, 2025. Thank you, God. When I wake up, I'm thankful I did get the episode recorded last night. So today, I can regroup. I decide to take a short drive listening to the music. I actually did a big circle around the inner city, not too far out and not too close. As I'm getting closer to home, though, I went to the cemetery. At 2:40 p.m., I pull up to Wyatt to visit with him. I take two pictures of his area, and I went to visit Megan. And again, in the first picture, the electrical pole is in the center of the picture, and looking at where the branches hanging over from the existing tree, even outgrown, there's no way another tree fit between this electrical pole and this existing tree, making the existing tree the north tree. The overlay picture shows there are two trees, the existing tree and the tree in the overlay picture, show where the headstone sits. And let's compare the tree root pattern, because there was no tree cut down since the city cut out the north tree 5 years before the flood water moved the headstones in 2015. In the next picture, it's of the full view from the electrical pole to the tree, the existing tree. And of course, the third picture is taken from the southeast headstone to the rock headstone, onto the headstones to the west, and onto the Mother Mary statue. In the fourth picture is a close-up of Megan's area. Her flowers are here, and I'm grateful for that. In the fifth picture is another full view picture of Babyland 6th West area, but taken slightly from the north. In the sixth picture, it's showing the lineup from the newly set in drain to the west to the newly set in headstone. There are headstones to the south and to the north. In the next picture is taken from the north, from the existing tree to the north, where of course the north tree sat at one time. I visit, I sit to think, I sit to pray to God. And I did shed some tears for all the loved ones. And a short time later, I went to the car to leave the cemetery. January 29, 2025. The episode airs this evening, and I'm hoping, I pray. My day begins and I take a short road trip about an hour and a half away. When I finish, I get some lunch and I drive home, and I'm ready to get there too. January 30th, 2025. First thing this morning, I'm writing an episode for this next week. I will have to also write to finish it tomorrow morning before my grandchildren come over to stay the weekend. I will write today and tomorrow of what I don't get written today, and I will record on Monday. Have a good day. January 31st, 2025. I thank God this morning. I wrote yesterday until my hands hurt. I have 4 more pages to write, and without putting too much stress on me and the weekend with my babies, I will finish writing today before 4:00 p.m. when I leave to pick them up. Before I get started, though, I took a drive through the cemetery. I checked on Wyatt's area, and then I pull around to visit Megan. Her flowers are gone, but as always, we will put more on her resting plot, and I believe we will wait a few days due to the city removing all flowers in the cemetery. Well, especially the north end of the cemetery, not so much the south end, the newer area. I check on Megan's area and I leave the cemetery. On my way home, I grab some lunch and get home. I did finish the 4 pages of writing, and at 4:00 p.m., I left to go pick up my grandbabies. They are so happy to be coming over, and I'm happy they are too. Have a great weekend. I know we will. February 1st, 2025. Thank you, God, for everything. Everyone have a great day. February 2nd, 2025. I thank God this morning, too, for my grandchildren being here, and they are well. Before we plan too much today, they want to visit Megan and Wyatt. So we went. At 12:54 p.m., we walk up to Wyatt's area. I snap some photos. Wyatt's flowers are gone. I take a picture of my grandbaby standing with Wyatt. We visit, and as we walk away, I snap one more photo. Then I pull around to visit Megan. The first picture is of the full view area in Babyland 6th West. There are no flowers on any headstones but 3. The Mother Mary statue and the heart headstone next to it, and the third one is near Megan's resting plot, also on a heart headstone. In the second picture, it's of the southeast headstone onto the rock headstone to the west where the headstones sit, and onto the Mother Mary statue. The next picture is of the rock headstone, and visual is little white rocks at the west side of this rock headstone. And just recently set in, because in 10 years, the little white rocks had disappeared because of that headstone also being moved by floodwater. And I really do hope it's a family member setting the little white rocks there in place where they do belong, and did belong at one time. But the rock headstone does not belong there. In the fourth picture, it's a close-up of the area west of the existing tree, Megan's area. I also take a picture of my grandchildren standing near Megan, and another picture of them standing west of Megan's resting plot, west of the tree. In the seventh picture, it's an up-close picture of the rock headstone with about 9 or 10 little white rocks around the bottom area of the rock headstone. Then after a short visit with Megan, I pull out of the cemetery. We then make our way to the park to let the kids see family members and to play with their cousins. They had a good visit, and I know I did. When we leave the park and before I take them home, we made a trip to the country to see our family friend. The kids liked seeing him and him seeing them. A short time later, I drive them home, and a short time later, I myself am home too. February 3rd, 2025. This morning, first thing, I go to the doctor with Madison. When we are done, we have lunch and I take her home. I get home to record the episode, or at least I'm going to try. February 4th, 2025. No, I did not record yesterday. I tried, but I kept receiving interference. So I will record today. But first, as my day moves on, I went to the cemetery. I pull up to Wyatt. I take a picture of his area. I visit with him, and a few minutes later, I went to visit Megan. The first picture, the electrical pole is in the center of the picture. There are headstones to the south and to the north. The second picture, it's the view, but I moved up to the north a few feet. The picture is from the south of the electrical pole to the south side of the tree. Yes, the existing tree. The branches are hanging over to the south, and there is only one headstone in this area that has flowers on it. So I will soon bring Megan and Wyatt their flowers, and I hope Megan's stays this time. If not, though, I'll let you know. In the third picture, it's of the full view area of Babyland 6th West. In the fourth picture, it's of the southeast headstone lineup to the rock headstone, onto headstones in the west, and onto the Mother Mary statue. In the fifth picture, it's a picture of the close-up area of Megan's resting plot west of the tree. No flowers yet. In the next picture, it is of the newly set in small drain to the black and white Babyland sign, to the double headstones, to the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign, to the tree, the existing tree, the south tree, no matter how you slice it, 100% the truth, the south tree. Then on to what should be the rock headstone, and then to Megan's resting plot, and on to the newly set in headstone. There are headstones to the north and to the south. The seventh picture is more north, from just south of the tree to the north, where the area the north tree sat. In the eighth picture, it's a close-up of the area north where the north tree sat until the city cut it out. When at this time I'm done taking pictures, I sit to visit with all our loved ones that are out of location. Then I leave the cemetery. When I get home and after I cook and eat dinner, I start to record. Sometime later, I did finally get it, and I thank God for this day. February 5th, 2025. This morning I have plans to go to the country, and I did just that. When I finish cleaning about 3:30 this afternoon, I head back to the city. When I arrive home, I sit to relax for a little while. Then, while getting word of the podcast airing and being approved, I write a few pages in the screenplay until I started getting tired. I soon went to bed. February 6th, 2025, my free day, or what is supposed to be. But I offered to take my grandson to a few interviews, and when we finish, being hopeful one of them calls soon, we went to my house. As we visit, well, it's me visiting, and him, well, he's on videos. I chuckled a little and thought, wow, these kids nowadays. And of course, I let it go. But then he receives a call for an interview in the morning. He's happy and I'm happy for him. A little later, I take him home and I went home too. I sit at my desk and in my mind I'm thinking, I can write a few more pages in the screenplay. And then I thought, no, this is to be my free day, and I will finish the day as that. February 7th, 2025. This morning I'm grateful. Thank you, God. As my morning moves on, I decide to go to the cemetery. So at 12:29 p.m., I pull up to Wyatt. It's a foggy this afternoon, a dreary looking day. I did snap a couple of pictures of Wyatt's area. I visit with him for a little bit, then I went to visit Megan. When I pull up to Babyland 6th West area, the first picture I take is of the southeast headstone, the rock headstone, headstones to the west, and onto the Mother Mary statue. In the second picture is of Megan's area, west of the tree, close up. The third picture is of the full view of Babyland 6th West, just south of the electrical pole to just north of the existing tree. In the next picture, it shows the full view, but more northeast of the newly small set-in drain and on west to the newly set-in headstone. Both set in 2019, just weeks prior to digging the headstone up, and at this same time finding trench auger lines in the grass 4 days prior to digging up the headstone also. The headstone, Megan's headstone, moved south by floodwaters, as pictures show. The fifth picture is just south of the tree to the north where the north tree was located and sat from 1999 until 2011, 4 or 5 years before the floodwaters, in May of 2015. In the sixth picture, I take a picture of Madison holding 3 balloons. We are going to release them in the sky. They are for Madison's friend, whom left us way too soon. We watch, and I take pictures of the balloons floating in the sky. When we leave the cemetery, we went to the country. And my gosh, the beauty in the pictures of nature and the birds flying north. There are so many. I snapped a few pictures of the flocks of birds in flight and in this dreary looking sky. Absolutely beautiful, or I find it beautiful. Madison and I cleaned for our friend. We went to the stores and then we went to eat. When we finish, I take our friend home. Madison and I leave and went toward the city. I take Madison home and then I went home myself. February 8, 2025. Today, because I didn't get started on it yesterday, I am writing an episode for our listeners on Wednesday night at 8:00 p.m. I write off and on all day. I did get other things done, and when I finish writing, I did get it done. I will reread it and time it tomorrow. February 9th, 2025. I have a lot to be grateful for. After I start my day, I did reread and time the episode. It is ready to record. When I finish, Madison calls and wants to go to the cemetery to put Valentine flowers on Megan and Wyatt's headstones. -1. We use the ground. We arrive at the cemetery at 1:15 p.m. We walk over to Wyatt's area, and Madison sticks red and white flowers in his vase. I take a picture. The second and third pictures is of the red and white flowers stuck in his vase on his headstone. I take a few more pictures. We visit with him, and then we went to the car to go visit Megan. The first picture in Babyland 6th West area is of the full view just south of the electrical pole to the north of the tree. The second picture is of Madison sticking Megan's red and white flowers in the ground west of the tree, the existing tree. The pictures does show the headstone to the south and a few to the north. In the third picture, it's of the wide view of the southeast headstone to the rock headstone, and these headstones should be near this existing tree and not so close to the electrical pole as pictures show. It moves on to the headstones to the west and the Mother Mary statue. There's also headstones to the north, the south, and in the west of this lineup. The fourth picture shows the southeast headstone, the rock headstone, the Mother Mary statue lineup close up. In the next picture, I take a picture of Madison standing over Megan's flowers, where she stuck them in the ground. The sixth picture is of Megan's flowers close up, and the seventh picture shows the south side of the tree, Megan's flowers, and headstones to the west, including the newly set in headstone, and headstones to the south, headstones that used to sit north until 2015 during the flood. In the eighth picture, wow, what a mess of the headstones in this Babyland 6th West area. And look how close they are together. And they don't even set level in the ground. It's a shame. In the ninth picture, it's a picture of the full view area taken from the east. The 10th picture is taken southeast of the newly set in small drain on back to the lineup to the newly set in headstone. There are other headstones shown in this picture. In the next picture, of course, it's taken just south of the tree, the existing tree, and on to the north. When we finished visiting, I remembered I didn't bring the wind spinners, so Madison said we will come back out to set them with their flowers. And we will do just that. We leave the cemetery and I go home to get ready for a baby shower. We are excited to go. When I get home this evening, afterward, I did not record, so I will work on it tomorrow or Tuesday. Have a great night. February 10th, 2025. Thank you, God. As I start my day, I'm going to be busy tomorrow, so I'm spending the day, or at least some time of today, to record. Have a good day. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.